A new bill in Congress could force millions of Americans to make a life-changing choice: keep your U.S. citizenship or give it up. Here's what's inside the proposed Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025.
Welcome. I am Dena, and I want to welcome you to another discussion with Dena. There is a new bill called the Exclusive Citizen Act of 2025. Now, this bill was introduced by Ohio Republican Senator Bernie Moreno. Now, Moreno was endorsed by Trump, and he won his Senate seat in 2024. He was born in Colombia, and he renounced his Colombian citizenship. Senator Bernie Moreno said in a statement that one of the greatest honors of his life was when he became an American citizen at age 18. The first opportunity, he said, that I could do so. It was an honor to pledge an oath of allegiance to the United States of America and only to the United States of America. Being an American citizen is an honor and a privilege. And if you want to be an American, it's all or nothing. It's time to end dual citizenship for good, he said. Now, this senator who introduced this Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025 bill says that it is intended to eliminate dual citizenship for Americans. It is again meant to establish citizens of the United States that they shall owe solely and exclusively allegiance to this country and this country alone. Now, as introduced, this legislation would mean a person cannot be a United States citizen if they are also a citizen of any other country. The current U.S. law doesn't require one to declare or register dual citizenship, and as far as I know, the government doesn't maintain a registry, and they do not require people to declare. However, it is estimated that dual citizens in the United States could range anywhere from 500,000 to 5.7 million, and it is almost impossible to determine, considering the number of illegals that have entered into this country and are roaming around this country, exactly who has allegiance to whom or what country, because they were never actually citizens. So why or how would they have any information on them, since they were never registered legally to even be in America, which makes it very problematic. Now, the bill indicates, as written, that maintaining foreign citizenship as a U.S. citizen could create conflicts of interest and divide a person's loyalties, which is certainly something that has been brought to the attention of the American public. You need only watch many of the protests that we see around the country today, where one can find various foreign flags being waved, and these individuals clearly have some dual allegiance because they're waving flags that are not American flags. They're non-American flags. And some have even taken it upon themselves to be in America but burn American flags and support or uphold a foreign flag. It was something that was just obviously noticeable, overwhelming, and it was just something that you couldn't ignore as you watch these protests. And to some, it is seen as being quite problematic. It certainly brought attention to the number of illegals as well as those who claim America but continue to fly foreign flags. It questions their allegiance. Where does your allegiance lie? And it is scary to think of the number of people that may actually be here and have nefarious intents. We simply have no way of knowing with the number of people that came into this country. There is no way you saw this protest and didn't wonder where was some of their allegiance, where did it lie, and why were they here to begin with. It would make anyone ponder what is their real intent for being here, illegal, whether you're illegal or otherwise, because from just the huge number of illegal offenders that we've seen being arrested, some of these people are just loyal to the country in which they came from, and they have expressed disdain for this country, which begs the question, why are you here? But it is something that can certainly keep one up at night, just knowing the countless millions of people that we witness enter into this country illegally. This was just a few years back. And even when I was witnessing it, I was wondering, when I would look into the face of some of them that I know were not going to be vetted, and I would wonder what is their intent. I'm sure there are some that were honestly seeking a better life, but I can't speak for all of them. And now these people are being supported by some of the very lawmakers that we have elected to protect us from foreigners that may have evil intent for us. Heck, some of these people who came in themselves have become lawmakers, which is a subject that we should really speak on. I don't think a lot of these people should be even allowed to participate in some of the law or hold positions of power that make decisions concerning our lives. It's just something that needs to be studied and discussed, and perhaps the law needs to change in regards to this. But we have allowed some of these very people to be elected and put in positions of power in America's government. And you have to wonder then, whose interests are they upholding? Who do they have their allegiance to? Is it to this country or their country of origin? It's alarming. It's frightening when you think about it, and there is certainly reason for concern. But once again, this bill is meant to preserve the integrity of citizenship, of national citizenship, and require allegiance to the United States that is undivided, because the belief is that maintaining foreign citizenship as a U.S. citizen could create conflicts of interest and divide one's loyalties. Now, the bill would prohibit dual citizenship and further states that an individual may not be a citizen or national of the United States while simultaneously possessing any foreign citizenship. The bill goes on to state that no later than a year after it is enacted, U.S. citizens holding foreign citizenship must submit a written renunciation of their foreign citizenship to the Secretary of State, or a written renunciation of their U.S. citizenship to the Secretary of Homeland Security. And if they fail to do so in a timely manner, they shall be deemed to have voluntarily relinquished United States citizenship. And U.S. citizens who voluntarily acquire foreign citizenship after the law is enacted shall be deemed to have relinquished their United States citizenship as well. And this is why I totally agree that if you want to come into this country through immigration, it should be legal, because it allows the country an opportunity to vet and figure out who is entering the country and why. And perhaps it can avoid some of the life-causing incidents, possibly prevent those with nefarious intents from even entering. Now, the United States Supreme Court asserts that dual citizenship is a status long recognized in the law, and that a U.S. citizen cannot lose their citizenship unless they willingly surrender it. How much support there is for Moreno's bill at this time is still unknown. What I do know And what I can guarantee is that there will be some legal challenges to come. At the least, the bill would require the Secretary of State to create regulations, procedures for declarations, verification, and there must be exclusive record keeping when it comes to citizenship, as well as it requires coordinating with the Attorney General and Secretary of Homeland Security to ensure that individuals that have been deemed to have relinquished citizenship are appropriately recorded in federal systems and treated as an alien for purposes of the immigration laws. Now, President Trump called for what he described as a permanent pause on immigration from all third world countries. And he is proposing sweeping restrictions and reversals to the existing immigration system, which is definitely needed. He criticized decades of U.S. immigration policy, characterizing it as a politically correct and stupid, and claiming it had left the nation divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at. He even referenced the census figures, estimating that the foreign-born population is at 53 million, and these came from failed nations, and stating that they have contributed to challenges such as crime, urban decay, and strains on public services. Did he lie? He even called out Minnesota, where there is an Somalian refugees resettlement that has harmed and allegedly scammed that state out of billions of dollars. He also called out the local officials there who did not address the issues that were caused by and associated with the Somali immigrant community in particular. Now, he also renewed his calls for enhanced vetting and enforcement and proposed terminating millions of immigration approvals attributed to the Biden administration. And he even started ordering a reverse migration, which means he's removing individuals described as not being net assets, or also ending federal benefits for non-citizens, which I agree with, denaturalizing those he said undermine domestic tranquility, and deporting foreign nationals considered to be security risks or incompatible with Western civilization. He also vowed to halt programs he said were authorized by auto pen signatures. Now, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services are now being asked to re-examine the green cards issued to individuals from 19 countries that are of concern. They were referred to as third world countries originally. Places like Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. The U.S.CIS Director, Joseph Etlow, said the review targets nations with weak cooperation on deportations, high overstay rates, vetting concerns, or elevated terrorism risk. This all came as a result of what happened with the guardsman incident, in which we know a 29-year-old Afghan asylum recipient who entered in 2021 under Operation Allies Welcome ambushed two National Guardsmen. Following the incident, Trump announced the deployment of an additional 500 National Guard troops to the District of Columbia, and he also ordered an indefinite halt to Afghan immigration processing. Now, the Trump administration ordered U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, or U.S.CIS, to re-interview some 200,000 refugees who entered the country. This was according to a memo And in the memo, it suggested that refugees' protections could be stripped from them. At the same time, he is challenging a federal court order directing the withdrawal of certain military personnel, and senior advisor Stephen Miller defended these measures, citing what he called vetting failures. Now, Aaron Heike, who is a retired U.S. Border Patrol sector chief, he admitted that he wasn't allowed to publicly disclose arrests, information involving migrants from special interest countries who were taken into federal custody. But he said it is very likely that those who were arrested did not undergo a thorough review before they were allowed to even enter this country. U.S.CIS immediately suspended all immigration applications from Afghan nationals. And the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Director, Joseph Etlow, he wrote in a post on the social platform X that at the direction of the President of the United States, that he said, I have directed a full-scale, rigorous re-examination of every green card for every alien from every country of concern. The protection of this country and of the American people remains paramount, and the American people will not bear the cost of the prior administration's reckless resettlement policies. America's safety is non-negotiable.
Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble. They're ripping us off for a lot of money. There's a tremendous amount of money going back to Somalia. What the hell are we paying money to Somalia for? But they're ripping off our country at a level that few people have been able to see before. That's about the only thing. You talk about competence. We have Ilhan Omar, who does nothing but complain about our country and our Constitution. And she comes from a country with practically no country. It's devastated, it's crime-ridden, it's a mess, it's a disgrace. And we took their people at a tremendous... We're not taking their people anymore. We're not taking their people. And we're getting a lot of their people out because they're nothing but trouble. But when I watch what is happening in Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes, or however many lakes they have, they got a lot of lakes. But this beautiful place, and I see these people ripping it off. And now I'm understanding, and you're going to look at Zelenska, I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I could say it about other countries, too. We don't want them the hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. You get it. Thank you very much.
But I want to know what you think about this topic of discussion. Do you agree with the current immigration system? How do you feel about illegals? Do you believe the president is doing the right thing when it comes to immigration or is he overstepping his boundaries? Subscribe and leave me your comment, and join me next time for another discussion with Dena. Ta-ta!
This concludes the Daily Discussions with Dena. Join us Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment.